Hey guys, it's BuddyMate here today, and I want to do another benchmark video, but this time on Red Dead Redemption. I had a little bit of trouble doing this benchmark video, as you'll see, so I've cut a lot of things out, because every time I've had to change the video options, I had to close the game and reopen it to make them work. So it took a long time to do this one, so I hope you guys enjoy this one. Sit back and relax and enjoy the video. We are starting this video out in low settings as always. I failed to mention it in the clip, so I'm adding it here before we start. We're going to low first, and then we're going to low with DLSS on, then we're going to medium, and then we're turning DLSS on, then we're going to high, and then we're turning DLSS on, and then we're going to ultra, and then turning DLSS on ultra, and then we're going one step further than that. We're going to manually change to ultra everything, because the game doesn't automatically do that, so I have changed it to ultra everything at the end. So in the last one I'm going to be doing DLSS performance, DLSS ultra performance, DLSS balanced, and DLSS quality. As you can see, we're in the cacti fields. Yeah. Okay, so we're in a pretty intensive part of the map, believe it or not. I will be running in towards town and then coming back out of town in the later benchmarks, so hold on for that. Them cacti use a lot of resources, and all the grass uses a lot of resources, even though we're out in the country. So let's see if we can turn on DLSS. DLSS quality. Apply changes. Yes. If we break our game, we'll know in a second. Wow, we turn on DLSS. We didn't even gain frames. I think I might be at a CPU limitation on here, or the game's not allowing it to go any higher because of the software. Reason I say it's a CPU bottleneck is because some games like higher CPU clock speeds, but it is super smooth. Let's just know that it's super smooth, and by smooth I mean it's not micro stuttering, it's not hitching, it's just plain solidly smooth. We'll just run through town and we'll move our settings up to medium. So as you can see, town isn't as intensive as out in the long grass of cacti. So to render all like little spikes on the cacti. Oh no, there's a guy in here. We might get murdered by him. I'll change our resolution scale. Motion blur is going to be off. In all my videos it's off, and I'm going to leave it off. Tree quality medium, medium, medium. Apply changes. We're going to have to restart the game to apply all the changes. Travis has been helping me make videos. We climbed up on there and he's like, "Hello everybody." Okay guys, we're now in medium settings in the game after it finally reset. Whoa. So our frame rate has been tanked a little bit this time. We're down in 40s and we're only on medium settings. I think this game has a limit. I think it's like CPU bound, this game. Alright, so this is everything on medium. Just a bit more running around. We are running the 5800X 3D still. So going from low to medium has tanked our frame rate by a lot. Going from low to medium has halved our frame rate basically, which is insane. So what will ultra do? This is what sort of frame rate you'd get with a 3060 Ti, a 3060, 2080 or a 2080 Super. 3060 Ti you'd add on like 2 or 3 frames. 3060 would be about the same, and 3080 should be 1 or 2 frames as well. This guy's gonna shoot me. We are on online mode. At this point I didn't know what this guy was gonna do. Turns out that he was going to put his gun away and tip his hat and say hello to me, and I didn't know how to reply because I don't know the buttons of the game, so I was a little bit of an idiot. So there we go. As you can see, he's about to tip his hat. Hopefully he doesn't kill us. Let's change our settings to on DLSS. Now I'm going to change the settings to turn on DLSS for medium settings, and you should see our frame rate basically double from it, which is insane. To quality. Apply, yes. As soon as we changed our settings to quality, our FPS has shot up. We're now at 70 FPS. Which is pretty interesting. I don't know why DLSS changes the frame rate like that. What I do know in some games is if you have a CPU that cannot handle it, it will not change the frame rate at all. On medium settings, on quality DLSS now. If you have a CPU limitation, DLSS will look really bad and your frame rate won't change. It's a very smooth 70. As you can see up the top, this game uses a lot of RAM. We're at 15 gigabytes of RAM, and we're only on medium settings with DLSS on. So how much will Ultra do? The horse is getting upset because I'm running it too much. Let's just run back out into the field and see if it dips down any. I don't think it will. As you can see, it's not using our GPU to 100% utilization, and our CPU is only sitting at about 50% utilization, which there's a lot of headroom for more utilization in this. Even on medium, everything looks quite amazing still. Moving up our graphics settings shouldn't change our frame rate too much because we have so much room for utilization. We have our shadows still, which is good. Our moon shadow. Oh, what's that? What happened? The sun's coming up, I think. Alright, so we look up in the sky, we get 80, 81. And looking into the distance, we're getting like 70. 69. Alright, let's move it up to the next tier, which will be high. Go high, 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 high. On all these. Turn off this. We don't want DLSS on. I want to see what high can do, so before we were getting like 40 FPS with DLSS off. Well, let's see what we'll get. High, 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 high. We've got to restart the game again, so we'll do that real quickly and we'll be back. Alright, we're back, and everything's on high. For some reason, our frame rate is now higher on high than it was on medium. That could be because it's daytime, but I'm not sure. I believe DLSS is turned off. Let me have a look. We have some strange behavior happening here. Our CPU usage is lower. Our frame rate is much higher. Yes, DLSS is turned off. And we could have been CPU bottlenecked in this game, even though we're using a 5800X 3D. This game might not use all the cores in it properly. Might not utilize all the cores in it properly. So we getting just under 60 with everything on high. Gonna run into the town again. It's only a small town. Our frame rate should technically go up in town, I think. I know, it's going down. I couldn't work this one out, guys, so my RAM is high usage with it on high. My CPU usage is lower, and my GPU usage is about the same as it was on medium, but my frame rate is double, essentially. And the frame rate's definitely going up through here. We're at 60, 65, sort of bouncing all over the place. Let's go back out, so 70 almost in here. We want to be in the more demanding area of the game for testing these, so we'll go back out to the country. Run off this way, actually. What our cacti friends are. Yep, cacti's definitely hurt the performance. Bringing us almost into the high 40s, but we are still sitting in the low 50s. So the low 50s to 70s seems to be what it sits at on high. Alright, let's move our settings up. Let's turn on DLSS actually first. Okay, let's turn on DLSS, on to quality, like we have done all previously. Apply the changes, yes, and now what's our frame rate going to be? After applying DLSS on high settings, we didn't see much of a difference. 60 still. Well, at least it's not low 60s. Sometimes it takes a little while to let DLSS do its magic. But, so, we're almost seeing 70, high 50s now. Seeing high 50s, not low 50s. Almost or a low 50. $70 along the train track. Stupid horse kicked me off. Alright, let's go for a bit of a run here. We're gonna have a look at a few grass bits. Seem if it's more intensive being on the ground than rather being on the horse, and I don't think it is. I think it's much the same. So DLSS does make a difference. DLSS has made a difference. It's increased it by about 5 or so frames. And it's weird that we're getting more frame rate on high than low, than medium. Anyway, let's carry on to, I think our next one should be very high or ultra. We're gonna go to ultra settings. Oh yeah, the thing that everyone's waiting for. Ultra. Yep, okay, let's go to ultra. And I think ultra is the last one. So this is the ultra one that has default view distance set, which is pretty neat. And then the next one will up the view distances and everything else. I've included this in the video so you know what settings I am changing. Ultra, 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 ultra. Well, water reflections. Let's turn this well, we will turn all the other scales up after we do Ultra. We'll have motion blur off. High is as high as we can go on some of these. So let me make sure everything's on Ultra now. Let's turn this up to 16. This game has a lot of settings to change, which is very, very nice to see in a game. Unlike some games where they only have presets and you're like, I want to turn off motion blur, and you can't. So that's nice. Thanks Rockstar for motion blur turning off. Apply changes, and we'll probably have to restart the game. Yes, we'll restart the game again. And we are back again. At Ultra settings this time, with 41 FPS. That's pretty. Okay guys, we're back in the game. We're now on Ultra settings. Our frame rate is much the same again, which is pretty surprising actually. Which makes me believe that there is a CPU sort of bottleneck happening. Yes, because we should have either have lost frames or gained frames, but we're sitting around the same. We are running a 5800X3D, which isn't really known for high core clock. This is a pretty intensive part of the map. As we're running around here, do you guys notice anything different with the terrain details, like the ground, the grass, the shrubbery leaves, the shrubbery? I don't really see much of a difference between medium and ultra, to be honest with you here. But that's just me. If you see a difference, let me know. Where's my horse? There he is. 38 FPS. On 38 FPS though, it's still playable, and we haven't even got to turn on DLSS yet. I will be turning that on in a second. First of all, I just want to see if we can get a frame rate any lower or any higher by heading into this little town over here. Yeah, frame rate goes up when we go on towards town. Oh no, here we go, 48. And if we go into a building, what happens? I didn't test this on the lower settings, but good old pub songs in Red Dead Redemption.
Hey, no weapons out in my saloon.
I swear they need to have more pub fights in this game. Okay, let's change to DLSS on. Let's turn it on and see what we get. We're going to go to quality on DLSS. Apply. Yes. Alright, so with it on, we didn't really see much of a difference. We'll give it a second or two to load. But in the town, is it actually even on? Yeah, it's on. Let's go for a run, and I might move the DLSS quality down a bit more. See what we can get. Come on, horse. What are you doing to me? I'm an awesome horse rider. Yeehaw! Oh. Never mind. Sorry, sir. Hey! Sir, I'm gonna slap you with my gun. See? Wait! Stop it. Are you sure you want to have it out, mate? That's it? You want to die? Yeah. Sit down and have a break. That's what happens when you lose to me. Alright, let's get back on our horse and on with the benchmark. Wait, not this horse. No, this horse. This horse looks a little bit faster and it looks like it's ready to go. Let's go. Okay, we'll go for a run back out to the country. Hopefully this time no one runs into me, because I am a good driver on a horse. frame rate went up going into the country. We're almost at 50. We'll run back over to where we were before, into our cactus sort of fields. It's not really changing too much. So we're not seeing the dips with DLSS turned on. Before we're going into high 30s I think. Alright, let's move DLSS up to, let's move it on to balanced. See what happens. Our frame rate's already gone up. We're at 50 FPS now. It's not too bad at the distance, so DLSS will make the background far away usually worse. But yet again, it doesn't look like we really gained that many frames from doing it. Which is a bit strange. We have gained frames. So we weren't sitting in the high 40s, low 50s. Well, we'll go back this way. We'll go down to another step on our DLSS in a second. It's starting to look like blurry in the distance, so it's, you can see it visually on balanced. DLSS makes like a hazy effect in the background, as you can see. Yeah, frame rate is definitely slightly higher. Okay, let's go to graphics. And we'll change it to performance. We can do performance and then ultra performance. So after this change, I'll be changing everything to as high as it can possibly go in the game and then going through it again. So in performance mode, as you can see, like out in the mountains, it's starting to look really blurry out there. And yeah, it's increased our frame rate again by a nice height this time. I'll just keep running backwards and forwards in these bushes here. Give you guys an idea on frame rate. Well, we haven't really gained anything. If you come back this way, it's about 45. I think we're getting low 30s on quality. High 30s on quality, so we're getting like, oh yeah, saw 30, 35 just there. So it's nice to sit closer to 50 now. Okay, let's change it once more. Go to ultra performance. Now ultra performance, I don't know, we'll see. So the house out there looks blurry now. Like really blurry, like pretty bad. Anything over like 10 meters away starts to look sort of blurry. Okay, we'll run back. Our FPS, this looks pretty horrible at 1080p. Ultra performance DLSS turned on. Come on horse, don't do that to me. Just have to run slow with our horse through here. I'll head into town on ultra performance DLSS, and I don't think it's making too much of a difference over performance and balance DLSS, which is a shame. I feel like we're getting a bit of motion blur as his head's bopping up and down. We can see, I'm pretty sure motion blur is off though. Yeah, motion blur is off, so that's a DLSS thing. You see his like head bobbing up and down. You can see like a few frames of his head. Come on horse, go forward. doing, horse? I think we ran into a little funny bug here as you watch the horse spin around the cactus tree. Which is a bit... Why are you glued to the cactus? Forward, yes. Obviously someone shooting everybody in town. Probably gonna die in town. Okay, don't shoot me. I'm just trying to do a benchmark test for everyone. Alright, so let's turn off DLSS and we'll turn every single setting manually to as high as it can go. Turn that off. FXAA, MSAA, we'll turn that up to 8. Water physics quality. I don't think there's any... Oh, we don't need to turn up our sharpening. Reflections. Grass. Detail, like grass level of detail. So now we should have like really nice looking grass. Alright, apply changes. We don't need to restart this time, sweet. We are pushing our graphics to the limit here, almost. Your chosen graphic settings are you currently using more memory than your system has available. Please reduce. That's alright. Let's see how we go. Sitting on 18 FPS. Wow, you can like see like the sweat on his head now. Okay, we'll go through the field. 17 FPS. This has really hit performance. As you can see, we are now using 16 gig of RAM, which is over half my RAM. I have 32. 21 guys. So this is the sort of performance that you would expect out of a 3060 Ti. If you were to move everything to ultra like I just did, like properly, not just preset ultra or high. If you were to move it all to ultra manually and not have any DLSS on, you're gonna see 19 FPS and 20 FPS. This is what I'd consider unplayable at the moment. It is, you can't even see half the animations because it's so slow. What are we seeing? 17 FPS. Alright, let's turn on DLSS. Quality. I think we might be at a GPU limitation, even though on our GPU says it's at 65%. It's 88%, sorry. 65% degrees, 60 degrees. Now, DLSS has made it playable. I'm getting 30 FPS. DLSS has reduced the stuttering, although you can still see it stuttering 38. A little bit. And we're getting 30 frames, which is nice. I can play with this. You can play with it if you really want to. I can play with this sort of frame rate, but would I recommend playing with this sort of frame rate? Probably not. If you just went back to ultra preset, then it would be fine, I reckon. It was a lot smoother on ultra preset. We're using a lot of RAM. We're using 16, half my RAM in my computer. I have 32 gig of RAM in my computer. And Yes, I will be testing this again later on with a 3080 when I get it, but as for now, we are sitting on 35 FPS. We're going to go into town and put DLSS on and see if it changes any. Gonna have a look in our saloon again.
Back for some more, eh?
Our saloon's empty because people are shooting everyone in town. 33 FPS. Oh my god. It is a little bit laggy, actually. I probably wouldn't recommend anyone play on this. Unless you had a faster graphics card or something. So let's go down to DLSS again and we'll change it to balanced. Let's see if that helps us with the frame rate any. Alright, it does feel slightly smoother. They killed my horse. Pretty sure it's my horse back here. They killed my horse. I can loot some guys. Let's loot some guys while they've murdered everyone in town. Right, we'll run back out to the field that we were in, which is up here. So we're getting much more playable frame rate now. It's much more playable, but it is still a little bit stuttery here and there. Usually it's pretty, yeah, it seems a lot better than it was before though. Sort of going down slowly as we enter the more demanding part of the cacti field, or I don't even know what to call this field. Because it's definitely not cacti here. Okay. Let's lower it again. Let's move our DLSS down one more. See how balance performance. So now we're going to performance. So let's see. So now we're up to high 30s. Oh look, my horse is back. Fancy that. You can definitely tell that something isn't right with this 30. It doesn't feel like as smooth as the 30 as we were getting before. But this time on performance, the far away parts don't look super blurry. We'll go into town and hopefully these guys leave us alone again. As you can see, there's a little bit of micro stuttering happening, but well, we are maxed out on everything, and I think either the CPU is struggling here. 35 to 40. I saw a low 30 there. 41. Alright, let's go down one more, and this will be it for our benchmark test, I think. I just want to see quality preset if we just go to high on it and see what happens. Ultra performance. Do we gain anything by going to ultra performance? I don't think we will. It looks really bad. Haven't really gained or lost anything. Let's go back into town and see if we can get any higher than 45 or 46, I think it was. Would I recommend playing in ultra performance mode on DLSS? No. Why? You can see that house in the background there? It's all blurry. Even when I go into the tavern, it's all blurry. As you can see, it's a lot harder to see. I don't think it's just the fog that's going on inside the tavern. I'm pretty sure it's everything is blurry. Yeah, it's pretty laggy. Okay, let's change our settings. We might need to restart the game one more time here. We'll take off DLSS off. And we'll change our thing like this. Favorite quality. I don't know if that changed really anything, but our frame rate has definitely increased. Wow. We're getting 50 FPS and DLSS is off. This is such a smooth experience now, like, what the hell? So the quality presets, they don't go anywhere near as high as manually tuning it to high. Okay, that's interesting. Let's go and have a look. If we turn on DLSS now that we've put it on that, we'll turn on quality. Now we're sitting in 50s. 45. Okay, so there is a big difference. There is a big difference from manually tuning it. So this is sort of the frame rates that you would expect to get from a 3060 Ti, a 3060, or a well, 3060 and 3060 Ti about like, I don't know, 5 frames difference from each other. A 2080 or a 2080 Super. 2080 and 2080 Super are about 2 frames difference from each other in most things, so you could be looking at an extra frame or 2. You might not be. I highly doubt you would be looking at too many frames differences in this one because yeah, this game isn't the greatest optimized game in the world, so yeah. But it also does look amazing. I like this game, it looks amazing. Okay guys, I think I'll end the video here. If you enjoyed this, give us a good old thumbs up, and if you hated it, give us a thumbs down. And subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and I'll see you all next time. I'll see you in the next one. Alright guys, have a good one. Bye.
Hello guys, it's BattyMade here. If you have any questions, leave us a comment. If you liked the video, give us a thumbs up. If you hated it, give us a thumbs down. And subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.